اللهم صل على محمد و آل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و barakatuh. If I can have everyone's attention, please. We need to get started. خب انشالله که دوستا همه هفته خوب را پشت سر گذاشته باشن. And as H.I Modarres mentioned, we hope that everybody is safe from these fires. Unfortunately, the Saddle Ridge fires have claimed so far 25 homes, which is unfortunate. We pray for all of them to be safe wherever they are, and people who are evacuated in Porter Ranch and some other cities, they will be back home safe with all their homes and families safe back, inshallah. We will start off our program tonight with recitation of Surah Anbiya from verses 33 through 41 of Surah Anbiya, inshallah, which will be recited by Brother Aghay Abbasi. The Farsi translation will be recited by Brother Yasin Amili, and the English translation will be recited by Brother Hamid Husseini, inshallah. For the second session, so far I don't have anybody who have prepared any articles. If you have it, please let me know. Otherwise, we will, after a few announcements, we will listen to H.I Modarres' speech, inshallah. از محترم آقای عباسی خواهش میکنم که تشریف بیارن و آیه 33 تا 41 سوره مبارکه انبیا رو تلاوت بفرمایند. برای سر سلامتی خودشان و فامیل محترمشان صلوات محمدی پسند ختم بفرمایید عزیزان.
اعوذ بالله من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. وهو الذی خلق اللیل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون وما جعلنا لبشر من قبلك الخلد أفإن مت فهم الخالدون كل نفس ذائقة الموت ونبلوكم بالشر والخير فتنة وإلينا ترجعون. وإذا رآك الذين كفروا إن يتخذونك إلا هزوا هم كافرون. خلق الإنسان من عجل سأريكم آياتي فلا تستعجلون. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين. لو يعلم الذين كفروا حين لا يكفون عن وجوههم النار ولا عن ظهورهم ولا هم ينصرون بل تأتيهم بغتة فتبحتهم فلا يستطيعون ردها ولا هم ينظرون ولقد استهزئ برسول من قبلك فحاق بالذين سخروا منهم ما كانوا به يستهزئون صدق الله العلی العظیم. صلوات.
اعوذ بالله من الشیطان اللعین الرجیم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. و اوست آن که شب و روز و خورشید و ما را آفرید که هر یک در مدار خود شناورند. ما پیش از تو برای هیچ بشر زندگی جاوید قرار ندادیم. پس اگر تو بمیری آیا آنها جاودان خواهند ماند؟ هر کسی، هر نفسی طعم مرگ را خواهد چشید و ما شما را با خیر و شر می آزماییم و به سوی ما باید که بازگردید. و آنگاه که کافران تو را می بینند جز به استهزا با تو رفتار نمی کنند. می گویند آیا این همان است که خدایانتان که از خدایانتان به بدی سخن می گوید و خودشان از یاد کردن خدای رحمان کفر می ورزند. انسان از شتاب آفریده شده است. به زودی آیاتم را به شما نشان خواهم داد، پس نخواهید که در آن شتاب کنم. و می گویند این وعده چی وقت انجام خواهد شد؟ اگر راست می گویید. اگر کافران می دانستند که آنها نخواهند توانست آتش را نه از چهره ها و نه از پشت هایشان دور کنند و در حالی که از سوی کسی یاری نخواهند شد، بلکه آن زمان ناگهان با آنها فرا می رسد و آنان را مبهوت می سازد و توانایی بازگردانیدنش را نخواهند داشت و مهلتی نخواهند یافت. بسیاری از فرستادگان پیش از تو نیز به مسخره گرفته شده بودند، ولی خود مسخره کنندگان با همان چیزهایی که مسخره می کردند احاطه و گرفتار شدند. صدق الله العلی العظیم. صلوات.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. It is He who created the night and the day, the sun and the moon, each swimming in an orbit. We did not give immortality to any human before you. If you are fated to die, you will live on forever. Every soul shall taste death. And we will not test you with good and ill by way of test, and to us you will be brought back. Whenever the faithless see you, they only take you in derision. Is this the one who speaks ill of your gods? And they may dismiss the remembrance of the All-Beneficent. Man is a creature of haste. Soon I will show you my signs. So do you not ask me to hasten? And they say, when will this promise be fulfilled if you are truthful? If only the faithless knew about the time when they will not be able to keep the fire off their faces and their backs, nor will they be helped. Indeed, it will overtake them suddenly, dumbfounding them, so they will neither be able to avert it, nor will they be granted any respite. Apostles were certainly derided before you, but those who ridiculed them were besieged by what they had been deriding. Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim.
خب با تشکر و سپاس فراوان از آقای عباسی، آقای عاملی و آقای احمد حسینی که قرآن و ترجمه فارسی و انگلیسی را به سمع شما رساندن. In the second session of our tonight program, we don't have any articles, so after a few regular and usual announcement, we will go to H I Modarres' speech, inshallah. Agha Ziamili is not here, but he's supposed to be here, so please see him and make sure he is here already. Okay, so he made it back. I know that he was going to leave for a few minutes. He is here to let you know where you're standing with your monthly pledges and monthly donations. My brothers and sisters, please check with him and make sure that you're up to date with those monthly pledges. And if you can do even a little more, it will be greatly appreciated. Tomorrow, our Saturday school will be open tomorrow from 9:30 to 2 p.m. as H I Modarres mentioned, and it is also on the email. If your student is in kindergarten, so please pick him or her up by 1 p.m., please. But the rest of the students will be here until 2, and school will be dismissed at 2 p.m. for the most of the kids, inshallah, or most of the students. Our next week's program will be emailed to everyone next Tuesday morning, inshallah, or Monday night. Please check your email and make sure that if there's any program and which day and what time. And with that being said, next week we will have our Arba'in programs, inshallah, starting from next Friday, and we'll continue through Saturday and Sunday, 3 nights at 7 p.m. So please make sure to be here for Arba'in programs. Am I forgetting anything? As another reminder, we're located in a residential area. I want to emphasize on that every time. I want to remind everyone, please make sure that when you're leaving Masjid at the end of the program, please be mindful of our neighbors here. We don't want to bother them, so please keep it quiet as much as possible. And once you get to your car, if you are talking, joking, laughing, everything will be fine. But until from here all the way to your car, please make sure that you keep quiet. That's the only reason. Please help us to keep our masjid clean as much as possible. And also, one of the brothers mentioned, please conserve water as much as possible. We didn't have that much rain. Let's pray for a rain at this fiery season, inshallah, that we have more rain and more water. But at the meanwhile, it doesn't hurt to conserve as much as possible. Please talk to your kids when they take shower. As I mentioned, they waste a lot of water there, so we can save there or ladies, brothers, whoever is washing the dishes, we can save a lot of water. And I can attest to that, when I'm doing the dishes, by the time that you're done and by the time you put it there, you can close the faucet. And that sometimes, you want to make room there and the water is running for no reason. So you can save a lot of water there. So please make sure to do that as much as possible. And now we'll go to H I Modarres' speech. The title of H I Modarres' speech tonight is The Reality of Iman or Faith. The reality of faith or Iman, both will be covered. میریم و از محضر حجت الاسلام و المسلمین آقای مدرس استفاده میکنیم. سرسلامتی خودشان و فامیل محترمشان صلوات محمدی پسند ختم بفرمایید عزیزان. اللهم صل علی محمد و آل محمد.
السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته. For the honor of the Holy Prophet, his immaculate progeny, all the sincere servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in human history, and also for the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asr al-Zaman, let's recite the salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين الهداة المهديين سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا آمنوا بالله ورسوله وَالْكِتَابِ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ مِنْ قَبْلِ. Let's just start with understanding of this ayah. This ayah is in Surah Nisa, Surah number 4, verse 136. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O believers, O people of faith, have faith. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu aminu. Because usually the address of Quran is to people who have iman, is, O believers, do this, for example. Establish prayers. O believers, give charity. O believers, perform hajj. When he's addressing mankind is Ya ayyuhan nas, O people. So when you look at the Makki surah, the surahs revealed in Mecca, Allah addresses people. This is pre-Islam. This is beginning of Islam at least. So, O mankind, Ya ayyuhan nas. But after Rasulullah comes to Medina, majority of people believe in the message of Allah. Allah addressed them in Medina or Madani surahs as Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. But this ayah specifically has a lesson. So let me complete the translation of the ayah. O people of faith, have faith in Allah, billah, right? Wa rasule, to the messenger of Allah, have faith in him, and to what we revealed before him. So is referring to previous religions, previous prophets of God. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the one, وَمَنْ كَفَرَ, the one who turns away, the one who denies God, the one who denies the angels, the one who denies the books of God, the holy scripts, the one who denies the elements, the messengers of God, they are in ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا. They are in clear misguidance, an evident misguidance. Why this ayah was revealed? The story is in Medina, this ayah was revealed. So we have that Ibn Abbas, a narrator, one of the well-known narrator of hadith, he says that somebody by the name of Abdullah ibn Salam, he came with his nephews, he came with his a group of people that they used to be people of the book. So they were Christian and Jews. So this group came to Prophet and they said, O Messenger of God, we believe in you and your message and God, and we do not believe in any other prophet of God. They specifically said, we do not believe in other religion, Christianity, Judaism. We don't believe in Musa, we don't believe in Isa. We only and only believe in you and your message. Then this ayah was revealed. O people of faith and iman, have iman and believe in Allah, believe in the messenger of Allah, and believe to the previous revelations. We understand that there are deviants, there are alteration, there are fabrication, but when it comes to the original source of it, the original format of that religion was a divine message. So you cannot deny, you cannot disbelieve in Musa alayhi salam or Isa. So this is the background of this ayah, verse 136 of Surah Nisa. In tafsir, a lot of mufassirin, they say the meaning of this is that encouraging believers to do not settle down in the level of iman that they acquired. That they have to work on their iman. They try to improve and they try to, as we say, the darajat and levels of their iman, they have to advance. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, amanu. O believers, you must increase your iman. You must work and maintain your iman. That's the message of this specific ayah. So that's when we talk about reality of iman. What I mean by reality of iman, because sometimes there is pseudo iman. There is a form of belief that we think it is faith, but is not. That's the reality of iman. Because we see people who disobey God, disobey the messenger of God, they think that they are mu'min. Like hypocrites and munafiqeen, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. When they're being told, stop causing troubles, causing corruption on earth, they say, we're not causing problem, we're fixing it. So this is a fabrication. This is the pseudo-iman we're talking about. The killers of Imam Hussein, they perform ghusl qurbatan ila Allah, to get closer to Allah, to kill the only grandson of the Rasulullah. This is pseudo-iman. Assalamu alaikum. When we look at Daesh, when you look at Taliban, when you look at Sapa Sahaba, and the list goes on. Or when you look at Catholicism and what happened, when we look at, the viciousness of all these different religions, what we see today with Hinduism, the Wahhabi Hindus of our time, all of these people, they have their own version of understanding Iman. And they're working based on their Iman, according to them. But Allah says you have to have Iman in me. Aminu billah. So it means you always have to keep in mind that sometimes the Iman could be not in Allah, but in your own opinions. Like these people who came to the Prophet of God, they wanted to show, I don't know, probably their intention was to show how devoted, how mu'min they are. That they say, Ya Rasulullah, we only believe in you. We don't accept any other prophet except you. That we are hardcore mu'mins, right? That no one except you and you only. But Allah is recalibrating their direction, their compass. That you cannot just make your own opinion on Iman. Iman is to believe in Allah, in this prophet of God, and to the previous prophets of God. Because if you don't, your Iman is not the true Iman. So we have to always ask ourselves about this possible corruption of faith. That a mu'min could, in any given moment, in any given second, we can unfortunately corrupt our Iman. How many people that they lost their lives because of corrupt so-called mu'mins? Of course, they're not mu'min, as I mentioned. They think they have Iman. They think. But in reality, there is no Iman. You can say La ilaha illallah. You can say all the proclamation of Islam. You can. And at the same time, have no Iman. It's a possibility. Shaitan is an example of that. Shaitan did not say, I don't believe in God. Shaitan believed in God, still believes in Allah, worshipped Him, but one command of God, he said, I'm not going to obey. And with that, he left the territory of Iman. So it is important to always double check, triple check, that God forbid, if I have an image of Iman, if I have an understanding of being a believer that is not accurate, that maybe I made it up, maybe I'm the so-called God, prophet, messenger of the religion that I follow. Because when I say, is my opinion, this is what I think, this is not stopping us from thinking, by the way. We should have our own ideas, we should form our own thoughts and opinions. But when it comes to Iman, Iman is different. What is the word of Iman means? Faith. What faith means is that you believe in something bigger than yourself. That's what Iman is about. So when you believe in something bigger than yourself, you cannot create an opinion on that. It's bigger than you. How you can have an idea, an opinion, that something is beyond your limitation can have something to say. When it comes to my opinion about my own life, to my own limitation, I can have as much as opinion as I want. So to complete this ayah, let's look at the tradition. Look at the hadith of Imam al-Ridha alayhi salatu wassalam. In one narration this past Wednesday, it was the anniversary of the Shahadat of Imam Ridha. There's two narrations. One of them, as I said, is at the beginning of the month of Safar. One of them is at the last day of the month of Safar. Usually is more common among the followers of School Ahlul Bayt that we commemorate the last day. When it comes to the end of Safar, we commemorate the Shahadat of Imam Ridha alayhi salam. But the hadith, it's related to this. That Imam alayhi salam, Imam Ridha alayhi salatu wasalam, recited salawat ala Muhammad. Imam alayhi salam said, an abd, a servant of God, will not be able to experience haqiqat al-iman. The reality, the truth of iman will not be achieved by any human being unless they are following three principles, three motto in life. So this is the hadith. Imam Rizal alayhi salam said, if you want to, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu aminu, if you want to reach the haqiqi iman, the true iman, the real iman, in order to acquire that, there are three steps, three principles that you have to keep in mind. What are the three? Number one, Imam Rizal alayhi salam said, at-tafaqquh fi din. You must understand your religion. Tafaqquh is reflection, understanding of your religion. We don't need other people to tell us what our religion is about. We have to understand our religion. That's number one. If we did not study religion, we don't even know the basics of our religion. This is one of the biggest issues, by the way, we have about people that they're dealing with doubt. We doubt about the existence of God. We have doubts about the Prophet, infallibility of the Prophet. We have doubts about if the religion that we follow is the right religion to follow. There's so many, unfortunately, religiously existential crises with a lot of people, young and old. People have questions. But in some cases, those people who have these questions, they do not have enough understanding of their own religion. I give you an example. A while ago, a young person came to me and started asking questions. We had a very, I think, productive conversation. And I tried to address the answer. But one thing that I've noticed is a kind of a pattern. You see it over and over, is that when you answer someone's question, they don't get the answer and said, okay, let me digest and let me think about this and come back. What they do is they go and bring you another question. And they go and then bring you another one. And it becomes this endless cycle of conversation without actually getting somewhere. You can have as many questions as you want, but we have to have some foundation, some common acceptance to be able to continue the conversation on. But it felt like more of an interrogation. Why we do this? Why we say this? Why we practice this? It's always about these interrogation format. And these questions happen not because we understand our religion. It's when our faith is under attack, we have to look for answer. In most cases. There are people that they study religion and they have questions. That happens. Hisham is a companion of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, that he was a skeptic at the beginning. So he was a very knowledgeable person. He had debates, he had conversation with Imam, then he started following the Imam, became one of the top chosen student of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, that Imam used to address people at his lifetime to go and talk to Hisham, you'll get your answer. Imagine how much credibility and how much trustworthiness you must have before Imam Sadiq, that Imam gives authority to you as his lifetime when he's alive. And he was somebody who started religion and had questions. But in our time, in some cases, people have questions not because they understand religion. Is when somebody else asks a question, they never thought about it. They never even know. So let's say as a Muslim, we have certain aqidas, certain beliefs, certain practices. Maybe we don't do it, but exist. Right? They exist. And we don't even know about it because we don't study religion. We don't. And when somebody asks us, oh, I heard you Muslim do this, then they bring me that question. And I give them the answer. So they get another partial image of the religion. And then they go back. And that person asking, and they give you, oh, you thought you asked me that question, let me tell you. They don't say what our sheikh said, but they say, oh, this is the answer. And that person who's ready asks another question. And they come back and ask me the second question. And their concern becomes their concern. It's not that they just want to educate someone. When they hear that question, they genuinely have that question. Oh, that's true. Do we really do that? That's messed up, right? We shouldn't do that. And we don't even study the religion to understand what it means. So that's the step number one. The true Iman, the reality of Iman cannot be achieved without understanding your religion. How to understand your religion? Step number one. Learn the basics of the religion. What is the meaning of Tawheed? To believe in God. If you need, read about it. There are books on this. You have to start learning about prophethood, what it means that we believe in prophethood. What is the meaning of infallibility? Understanding it. And then we go to Imamah, then we talk about Day of Judgment. We have to learn the basics. How to do it. If you're a person who like reading, read. If you don't like reading, you like listening, there are lectures by reliable scholars. Do not use YouTube as a reliable scholar. A lot of people, they have their own explanation of Tawheed. They have a lot of them explanation of the tafsir of Quran. Look to one who's credible. If you don't know, ask me. I'll tell you which one are credible. And I tell you why they're credible. So listen to those lectures series. So start basics. Step number two, it's very important if you have questions, ask questions. Do not let them be unanswered. If you don't get a satisfactory answer, it's not end of the world, keep asking until you find the answer. The same way when it comes to halal meat, we ask the same question 20 times, maybe we get a different answer out of it. When it comes to your aqidah question, to your belief question, ask question as well. You get a better answer, more convincing, more rational, more reason that you're looking for. So that's number one. Tafaqquh fi din. Understanding religion. Number two, Imam Rida alayhi salam said that reality of Iman will be accomplished and achieved through what taqdeer fil ma'isha. Taqdeer fil ma'isha means when you have a proper management of your livelihood. Ma'isha is your life, the way you take care of your life. Taqdeer is, as we say, taqdeer means destiny. It means that you have a plan, a proper management. That's a reality of Iman. In another word, if you're a messy person, you don't know what's happening around you. You don't understand, again, you don't understand your religion, that's number one. Number two, you don't have management in your life, your ma'ishat. But it means that, again, you have responsibilities to take care of your own life and your family's life. You have responsibility to be a productive, useful member of your community. These are ma'isha, this is a life. And without it, a real Iman cannot be accomplished. So Amir al-Mu'mineen is a man. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. He's a man that he spent his time at work. He's a farmer. He's a farmer. And at the same time, he goes to the masjid and he have conversation. He's a scholar. He have Q&A with people. He answers people's questions. He's a politician. He's an advocate. He's a family man. He's a warrior. He wears all those different labels because he is the one who has management. If you only have focus on one thing, I only do a school and that's it. No other aspect for my life. As one-dimensional lifestyle, that's not going to be a real Iman. Oh, Islam says education. That's the issue. I've heard people talk about this. People who are one-dimensional, when you suggest to them, not forcing them, not bashing them, not judging them, advising them, brother, sister, you know, it's very good that you devoted your life to this goal, but it's a good idea that you also invest in something else. You work hard, but you have to spend time with your family. You have to go and check on them. You spend time with your family, that's good. You have to also do your studies. You do your studies, you go to school, that's fine. You have to also do something for your religious, spiritual growth as well. Their defense is, no, I go to school and education is a form of ibadat. Or I do work, I don't do spirituality, because when I do work, I give money to charity, that's ibadah. There's only one dimension they focus on. This lack of management will not be able to achieve complete iman. And if you look at the Imam Ali, and I said, read history, that goes back, these are connected. When you go tafaqquh fi din, understanding your religion, please read the history. Read the history of Imam Ali, especially Imam Ali's life. Why? Because at the time of the Prophet, the challenge of the Prophet was dealing with kufr. This is the word of Imam Ali himself. It's not that we give priority to the Imam before the Prophet. Not at all. Rasulullah, Messenger of Allah, is at the top of the hierarchy after the Prophet, after Allah. Allah, Prophet. After the Prophet is Ahlul Bayt. But it's more relevant to our time. What I mean by that, Rasulullah's biggest challenge, Imam Ali says, was the obvious apparent kufr. Somebody say, I'm an idol worshipper, and Prophet has to deal with that. Imam Ali said, my battle is with hypocrites, is with the hidden kufr, concealed kufr. People who pretend that they're believers, but they have no iman. That's the challenge of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And you tell me today, with the world as we see it, which one is the biggest problem? The internal conflict as we see it, people who hijack the name of Islam, those who are using religion for their own advantage, their own interests, those who are giving their own twisted, some of them are even, horrendous, shocking, understanding to the religion. We need to deal with them. And that's why you have to read Imam Ali's history. If you look at Imam Ali's three categories of three main battles, each of them are one-dimensional people. That's what Imam Ali, their misguidance has to deal with them. Khawarij are people who are very, very close-minded, and all they think about is that my forehead has a trace of the ibadah, I worship Allah. My knees are injured, they have these scars out of the constant worship. But there's no productivity, there's not much that they do. That's why they go and they say there's fatwa on jihad to do it. Same thing with Daesh. How many economical progress you see with any Daesh, planning? It's always about go start the Khilafah and then get the money, steal, forcefully take over properties, and that's all it is. Khawarij mentality is one-dimensional. No productivity, no action, no business, no life, no family. Nothing. And then you go to the second one, Sifin, Muawiyah. Muawiyah is not a man of worship. He doesn't have the trace of worship or any of that. He's the guy who has a big belly. He's the guy of food. Going to if it was in this time, from one restaurant to another, all he was. No ibadah, no worship, all is about dunya. And that's we have that when he was building this palace, he was asked by so-called one of the companion of the Prophet that this companion criticized him. So what are you doing? Rasulullah used to live a simple life, and you are now building these palaces and these fortresses here from Baytul Mal, from the public wealth. He was smart, so he said, no, I'm not doing this for myself. This is just to show the Romans, we are on the border with them, that we are as powerful as them. And this guy, this fool, fell for it. Said, yeah, you're right. In what universe, when Islam was able to reach the furthest geographical distances, was it because of the palace of Muslim? Was it because of their kingdom? Or was it because of their iman? Which one? Was their iman? Nothing. But that justification works. So this guy was dunya dimension. All is about collection of wealth, is about making a kingdom, a dynasty. And then you have the third one. The third dimension is the battle of Jamal. This is not about people who have a lot of money. This is not about people having a lot of ibadat either. They have some of both, but they are power thirsty. They want power. They don't care for money. Even if you give them money, there's not enough. They don't care about ibadah. They want power. They want to be in charge. That's one interpretation. It's not as simple. There are a lot of other factors involved, but this is one thing you can see. So the second principle, Imam Rida alayhi salam said, if you want a reality of Iman, haqiqatul Iman is to have that multiple dimension, a management for your life. How are you going to survive? You need work, you need education, you need family, you need ibadat and worship, you need all of them balanced. And number 3 was sabru ala razaya. The third principle, in order for you to taste the true Iman, experience the reality of Iman, Imam Riza alayhi salam, is the ability to have patience in the face of calamities. وَالصَّبْرُ عَلَى الرَّزَايَا. If we do not have patience, especially with calamities, especially with difficulties, we will not be able to understand reality of Iman. Why is that? Because Iman is always about a big picture, a long-term plan. It's not about a short-term plan. If you look at the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those who have Iman and those they do righteous deeds, لَهُمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنًا. In dunya they get blessings, and in akhirah they receive blessings. But there is never mentioned you get instantly what you want. It doesn't work that way. Even when it comes to the topic we had in Muharram about sakina, about tranquility, as I mentioned, is over time. There's ups and downs. So a true Iman does not come from people who are looking for instant gratification, instant experiences. Iman doesn't happen like that. That's why if we see somebody overnight from no Iman at all, they become hardcore mu'min, is never good. It's never good. That drastic change, that this person yesterday there were drinkers, there were alcoholics, there were drug addicts, and today they're preaching Islam and everybody has to do Salatul Layl, and we have examples that terrorist attacks, people who were alcoholics, there were literally people who every haram that you have on the list of Islam, they committed, and now you see a few weeks later, there's transformation and they want to be the mujahid fi sabilillah. Never come that balance. With patience, Iman establish itself. You have to be patient. If you want success in a matter of akhirah, it requires patience, especially when you face calamities. One of the biggest questions people ask from God, why this happened to me? Why that happened to me? Why that happened to me? The other day I was talking to someone, and they're now in the end of their 20s. They're in the end of their 20s. And they said, I was just listening, and there's a wisdom in it. There's a wisdom in it. Said, I wish I was able to feel this way when I was 20. And I asked him, what do you mean? So, when I was 20, I was so anxious, so stressed. When I even used to sit down, I used to care about what they're saying. They're whispering about me. They're talking about me. I was so young that I was so tense over nothing. And now, after probably 8 years, 10 years later, I see it doesn't matter. I go sit down comfortably. There is no tension. I wish I was able to advise myself at that age to calm down. Everything is fine. That by time now I understand the things that I thought are big deals, they're not actually big deals. They're not even important to care about, to obsess over. What helped them to come to that understanding was passage of time and sabr. Because when you say, time heals, it's not about the passage of time, that patience helps you. When you understand that, okay, this is not going to be there forever. My difficulties are not going to last forever. The calamities come and leave. All I have to do is hold on. For now, hold on. This is going to pass. This is one of the most important elements of Iman. Sabr. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. And out of all the principles of haqq and truth, Allah said patience. And we are living at a time that because of our lifestyle, we do not have patience. We want everything right away. Right away. We can't talk to people right away. In the past, you have to write a letter and then give it to the mailman and then they take it. And right now, it's just you hold the button and send the message. If you're old style like me, old-fashioned. If you're the modern one, you text, which I don't get. It takes a lot of time to text, but people said you should not call back people who text you is rude or disrespectful. So I try to adapt to that. But it's impatience with this style, with the lifestyle. Fast food came, right? It's always about being fast. Fast cars, fast food, fast trips, fast study, how to study fast, how to memorize fast, how to binge watch, how to fast forward, how to listen to podcasts fast. It's always about fast. Because it's too much and not enough time. Or at least we don't have that attention span. And now at this time we try to say be patient. And this lecture is it must defeat all those lifestyles, all those practices, habits. It's not going to be that easy. But if you think about the importance of it, especially I'm talking to the people who are young, that all you're obsessing about, all you're impatient about, there's going to be a time you understand it was not necessary for you to be impatient. Time comes by itself. The right time comes. As long as you hold on and you do what you have to do, you get where you have to get. You will. There is no reason to beat yourself up. There is no reason to blame yourself over, as long as you do what you have to do. As long as you understand that, okay, I can do something. And I'm doing it and that's it. That's sabr. Don't look for shortcuts again. Shortcuts are not healthy. Shortcuts are not healthy. People who try to be happy with shortcuts. The reason, again, people ask me about vaping, or they ask me about hookah, and they ask me about all other forms. So is it haram or not? And always they said, okay, let's say it's not even haram. It's not haram. It's not. But my point is that why? It's just for fun. You relax, you calm. And I say, why? Why are you not looking to be calm without it? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Why I need a stimulus to be calm? I have to listen to music to be calm. Right? I have to, God forbid, go to hookah and be calm. Why you need a stimulus? Why? Why in a matter of a while, that's not going to be enough for you? Are you going to go to the next level or no? No. Then I'm wise enough to understand that's my limit. I'm not going to pass this threshold. Then after that is more, no. You convince yourself it's not big of a deal. So inshallah, give us the tawfiq to reach haqiqatul iman, the reality of iman through these three components, elements. Number one, understand your religion. Do not understand religion because people ask you a question about your religion. Start reading it, studying it yourself. You'll find a lot of wisdom in it yourself. I'm not saying give up on your education and your homeworks. Just give some time to understand your religion. Number two, management of your life. Have multiple dimensions in life. You cannot only focus on one and one only. If you do, there will be regret. There will be that one-dimensional pseudo-iman, not a perfect iman. That's usually Rasulullah. When you look at him, as I mentioned, Amir al-Mu'min, Rasulullah, Imam Hussein, they're not one-dimensional people. When we call the Prophet to be a universal example, it's not because he was a messenger of God. He was a messenger of God who was a noble, exemplary human being. He was an advocate for knowledge, for education. He was an advocate for women's right. Stop burying your children, stop burying women, giving them the right to vote and allegiance and all this is by him. He is a woman in the modern standard and terminology. He was a woman advocate. He was a man of God. He was a man of people. He was a social reformer. What label you want to find he has? And lastly, the third one, patience. If you want to understand your religion, you need patience. If you want management in your life, you need patience. Patience is the key, especially in the face of calamities. May Allah give us the tawfiq to advance in our iman. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu aminu. When Allah is asking the mu'mineen to hold on to their iman, to increase their iman, to maintain their faith, we say labbaik. We say, we heard you. We are here to accept that invitation and that call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you have any question tonight, because again, next week, as I mentioned, will be Arba'in, so we have Arba'in Majalis. But tonight, inshallah, I'll ask if you have any question. We do a short Azadari, Sinazani, and then we wrap up the Majlis. Do you have any question? I did not set up the Slido tonight. No question? Alhamdulillah. Okay, so you have no question. I've got some question from previous time, but a lot of them I tried to incorporate in some of my lectures. Some of them were related to my lectures. So I will not repeat them. But if you have questions, inshallah, soon after Muharram and Safar is done, we will go back to our Q&A sessions at the end. I'll make sure we have the Slido available that you can post your question comfortably without, probably stage fright or the public shyness of being, able to ask your question. Tomorrow, inshallah, again, we start at 9:30, and one more. People ask me about the ziyarah trip. If anybody wants to go to ziyarah trip, the sooner you sign up, the better, because of the ticket prices. As later you sign up, there's a possibility of the price change. But if you are planning, inshallah, it's the best idea to plan in advance. We're looking forward to see those who are, first of all, their schedule is available, lets them to come, and also if they are interested to be part of this ziyarah group, I'll talk to anyone who's interested at the end of the majlis. Let's everybody stand up. We finish with Azadari. We ask, inshallah, our reciters to come forward with the salawat ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah. 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 Sayyidi ya Madhlum ya Aba Abdullah. Sayyidi ya Madhlum ya Abdullah. Sayyidi ya Madhlum ya Aba Abdullah. Sayyidi ya Madhlum ya Abdullah. Assalamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah.
Assalamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah. یا رب این قافله غم ز کجا می آید؟ یا رب این قافله غم ز کجا می آید؟ کز نوای جرسش بانگ عزا می آید. به گمانم که در آن قافله آل عبا به سر تربت پاک شهدا می آید. اربعین منتظر ماست، بیا تا برویم کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. ایستاده است به تفسیر قیامت خورشید، ایستاده است به تفسیر قیامت خورشید. آن سوی واقع پیداست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. خاک در خون خدا می شکفد می بالد، خاک در خون خدا می شکفد می بالد. آسمان غرق تماشاست بیا تا برویم. آسمان غرق تماشاست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. تیغ در معرکه می افتد و بر می خیزد، تیغ در معرکه می افتد و بر می خیزد. رقص شمشیر چه زیباست بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. دست عباس به خونخواهی آب آمده است، دست عباس به خونخواهی آب آمده است. آتش معرکه برپاست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کاش و ای کاش که دنیای آتش میفهمید. آب مهریه زهراست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ما بیا تا برویم. کربلا منتظر
ماست بیا تا برویم. اربعین منتظر ماست بیا تا برویم. کربلا جهت خوشنودی روح پاک مطهر قافله سالار شهدای کربلا حضرت امام حسین علیه السلام و جمله یاران جان باختگان آن صلوات بلند ختم نماییم. مجلس غریب، خانه غریب، انجمن غریب، ذاکر غریب و شعر غریب و سخن غریب، ذاکر غریب و شعر غریب و سخن غریب. در کربلا حسین ابن علی خطاب کرد. خواهر قریب و طفل قریب است و من غریب. بر محمد و آل بیت محمد صلوات. در خراب گلچینان یک سبد گل آوردن، در خراب گلچینان یک سبد گل آوردن در خراب گلچینان یک طبق گل خونین پیش بلبل آوردن در خراب گلچینان در خراب گل خم شد و لب خشکش قطره آب را بوسید خم شد و لب خشکش قطره آب را بوسید آن برید رگهای حلق بابا را بوسید در خراب گلچینان یک سبد در خراب گل شام شام یلدا بود در خراب غوغا بود شام شام یلدا بود در شراب غوغا بود شور نغمه بلبل وای وای بابا بود در خراب گلچین یک سبد گل آوردن در خراب دیدن سر پرخون در دل شرر افرو دیدن سر پرخون در دل شرر افرو زاه شال بارانش امهش مکرر سو در خراب گلچینان یک سبد گل آوردن در خراب فصل سوق و باریه یاس و سرو و مریم بود فصل سوق و باریه یاس و سرو و مریم بود قتلگاه پر از گل بود تا شیر محرم بود در خراب گلچینان یک سبد گل آوردن در خراب سخت و باز و رزبانی زن سخن دل خامه سخت و سیاس رزبانی زن سخن دل خامه در خرابه شد افرو شد کفن به امامه در خرابه گلچینان یک سبد گل آوردن در خرابه گلچینان یک سبد گل آوردن
تو کیستی که وزد در چمند گلشنی یا با ملک دلز محمد گرفته وطنی نه احمدی نه علی نه حسن نه زهرایی بگو کدام جنابی که شمع انجمنی مگر حسین غریبی که باد مدفن تو نه غسل بود نه کافور بود و نه کفنی ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت من فدای این سری پر خاک و پر خاکسترت این با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت ای سری بنما نظر بر مادرت من آمدم از بار دیدارت بصدا و فغان آمدم از بار دیدارت بصدا و فغان از گلستان جنان ای حسین جان کن نظر بر مادر غم پرورت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما کس ندیده کنج مطبخ آیت الله و نور کس ندیده کنج مطبخ آیت الله و نور بر روی خاک تنور این ستم از ظلم خولی شد بر راس انورت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن ان ستم گستر نگفتا این عزیز داور است ان ستم گستر نگفتا این عزیز داور است زاده پیغمبر است چنین بی حرمتی بنمود آخر با سرت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت ای سری ای حسین جان سوی تو با حال لالان آمدم دیده گریان آمدم ای حسین جان سوی تو با حال لالان آمدم دیده گریان آمدم بوسه زنم بر حنجره یشخون ترت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما کربلا رفتم بدیدم پیکرت را چاک چاک کربلا رفتم بدیدم پیکرت را چاک چاک بی کفن اوریان بخاک از تنت دیدم جدا انگشت و هم انگشترت من با قربان سرت ای سری دور از بدن بنما نظر بر مادرت من با قربان سرت من فدای این سری پر خاک و پر خاکسترت من با قربان سرت اجاکم الله باراگو پیامبر که غلی جان منت هم بجان علی با اسم محمد صلوات
السلام عليك يا رسول الله يا نبي الله يا خير خلق الله يا خاتم النبيين السلام عليك يا مولاتنا يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين ويا إمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب السلام عليكم أيها الحسن والحسين سبطي نبي الرحمة وسيدي شباب أهل الجنة السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين زين العابدين السلام على محمد بن علي الباقر السلام على جعفر بن محمد الصادق السلام على موسى بن جعفر الكاظم السلام على علي بن موسى الرضا المرتضى السلام على محمد بن علي التقي الجواد السلام على علي بن محمد الهادي النقي السلام على حسن بن علي العسكري الزكي السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان يا خليفة الرحمن يا إمام الإنس والجان الأمان 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 من فتن الزمن جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات ولشفاء مرضانا ولتعجيل الفرج مولانا رحم الله لمن قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.